Alright guys, welcome back. This is Luke from Guild Umbra. I'm testing out my new overlay, thanks to the guildies. It was a little buggy earlier, so apologize for that. But we're good to go now. Not really going to talk about too much in this video. Maybe touch on some things that I'm going stir crazy right now. No WildStar, you're off. Don't feel like cleaning up the house or doing any of the real life stuff right now. Just kind of wanting to chill. I'm gonna get my game on as soon as possible, but can't because we gotta wait 3 days. But anyway, we're just well, as you can see here, this is Guild Umbra's home site. I know in the past I've said if you're interested in applying, please come to this site and you click on this link right here. You fill out the information and one of our recruiters will get to you as soon as possible. That is if you're interested in joining Umbra. I myself have had a lot of fun in the game so far. I've only been playing for, I've only been in Umbra since early January of this year. So, yeah, every bit of time that I've spent, I've had a lot of fun. So, anyway, that's not what we're here for. We're here for WildStar. Begins May 31st. Can't come fast enough. So yeah, this is the home site. Kind of wanted to just do like a basic video of what WildStar's about. I'm sure most people already know who are interested in the game what it's about, but for those newbies who are still not interested and still like I was in the past, where I said, yeah, it's WoW clone, it's gonna suck, it's gonna die off in a few months and go free to play. Well, I am here to tell you that it's more than likely not going to do that. And I'll tell you why. I've been a part of a lot of MMOs in the past, and everyone that's ever had a one of these issues where upon launch everything crashes. That always happens. Like, it's impossible for some reason to be able to like test everything and to get everything right. It's kind of like you're taking a road trip, right? And you got your list, and you're like, yeah, I'm going down my list, and I got all this shit that I got to take, and I'm good if I get everything on the list. Well, halfway down, the road or something, you realize that, oh shit, I forgot the toilet paper. So we're kind of screwed when we go to the bathroom. So it's kind of like that with a lot of MMO launches. I'm hoping it won't be the case, but my experience has said otherwise. But nonetheless, it's still a very cool game. Basically, you have exiles and dominions. We're going to be rolling dominion because they have Chua. But that's not the only reason. But, it's Chua. Chua are awesome. Look at that guy. It's like beastly. Anyway, so you have all your races, and you have your classes. I've already done a class video, so I'm not going to get too much in it. This is just a basic overview of the game. So basically, you have Dominion and Exile, and they're fighting over Planet Nexus. And they're trying to figure out what happened to this ancient Elden race, and why they disappeared. They were there previously, and they seemed very technologically advanced. But the way the story goes is basically all the exiles are getting beat up by the Dominion. And everywhere the exiles flee, the Dominion shortly follow. And so where WildStar picks up is they are on the planet Nexus. And, you're actually playing through the story and whatnot. But what makes WildStar different from other MMOs. You have your races, you have your classes. That's pretty standard across the board. You have something that's called paths. You can be an explorer, a soldier, a settler, a scientist. And this is just like something that you do with your character that, basically makes them unique. That's one thing that I do like about WotStar compared to other MMOs was that even though, like, let's use World of Warcraft. I know I'm going to be opening a can of worms here, but World of Warcraft, okay, I'm raiding, and I got a human, let's say Paladin. All the frickin' human Paladins look the same. Once they get all their gear on, there's very little difference between Paladin 1 and Paladin 2. So this is another way that WildStar has chosen to, and via feedback too, to make each character individually different from another one. But it doesn't really affect the skill or too much of the game. But one thing I will say is that each path has its own unique abilities that it can contribute to the group. Okay. Then you have housing. Housing is something that I'm not super stoked about. I think it's cool that you can do it. You can make your own little housing plot and do just about everything that to it. You can customize it down to everything as far as environment, the way your house looks. Hell, I've even seen people take like hoverboards, right, and make skateboard ramps, on top of like a tree or something. I mean, there's so much creativity that is allowed by the character through housing. So it's another part of the game. And then, of course, you have your PvP battlegrounds, which, are like 10 on 10 or 15 on 15. For those avid PvP players to play in and enjoy. You also have the standard PvE content that's similar to other MMOs. And it still allows the hardcore raiders from the olden days where you weren't hand gifted everything. You actually had to earn it. They're bringing that playstyle back. And that's what I'm most excited about, is getting back to the days where you felt like you earned something. You weren't just given everything. And everything was so easy for everyone. If you're a raider in this game, you're going to have a hell of a time. I mean, because I see both arguments that people who don't have the time to devote to raiding, feel left out. But at the same time, I feel like if you are a hardcore raider, you shouldn't, in the same way, be beaten up because or feel left out because everybody else wants the game to be easier. And that was one of the mistakes several MMOs made, in the past, and I hope that WildStar doesn't make it. So anyway, that's the PvP content and the PvE content in a nutshell. PvE content, I'll describe a little bit more. It has adventures, which are dynamic dungeons, I call. Basically, the group gets to decide which storyline to follow. I'm known to using storyline because you have choices, and your group votes on what choice they want to pick, and then your group walks through that choice. And then you have your standard dungeons. Dungeons are fucking hard in this game. To me, they're not too hard once I got a hang of what basically you need to be doing in the dungeons. And I won't talk about it too much here because I don't want to give up too much of our secrets, so to speak. But it's not really much of a secret. If you do some googling, you'll find it easily. What you need to be doing in dungeons. But and then of course you got your 20-man raid that I was talking about earlier at the beginning of my conversation about PvE. And then you also have a 40-man, and that's probably what makes me most excited about this game. Is as far as you know, it does have a lot to offer. But what I'm most excited about is getting back to the olden days of WoW raiding. I was a vanilla WoW guy, and I remember how hard it was to get 40 people on the same page. And not only that, but the grind that you had to go through to be able to get the gear, to be able to complete the dungeon, basically. And that's kind of how the feeling I'm getting with this game. I played at least one character to max level, and the one complaint I have, and the only downside I've had of this game, is the leveling system. It's but in the same sense, the leveling system is, I mean, you can't make it much better. Um, it's always going to be, well, go fetch this, or go get this, or go kill a bunch of these. It's very difficult to make that interesting, but it's required. Um, in an MMO environment, it's just, there's no way around it, you know. But anyway, that's enough about PvE content, PvP. Um, I want to talk about some things that, if you are interested in WildStar, you probably should do. And one of them is make sure you have a computer that could run it. That's number one. Because you don't want to be in this game and lag and get hit by telegraphs. Telegraphs are, like areas on the ground where an enemy is about to strike, or areas on the ground where you're about to strike. So just think of it that way. And if you cannot play this game with low lag and low frame rates, you just can't do it. You can't play where your lag is so high that you see a telegraph and then instantly you're dead the next second. Um, so you need to have a decent enough computer. My computer isn't great, but it runs it. Um, to be able to see those telegraphs and to make it enjoyable. Because if you have any lag whatsoever, or even video lag for that matter, you're not going to have a lot of fun because you're going to always be dying. Um, next, next thing I was thinking about telling you guys was, if you are interested in this game, get into a guild, and play with friends, because it's an MMO for a reason. You don't play it by yourself. It's not a single player game. Um, it can be, and you can go off and do things on your own, but it's so much more better for the player, for the people you play with, to be, a part of a WildStar community is awesome. There's so many people that are willing to help. Yeah, you have the jackasses and the trolls, but there's so many people in this game that are willing to help, um, to offer advice, to help in several aspects of the game. It's unlike anything I've seen in a very long time. So, if you are interested in playing this game, I would highly encourage you to get into a guild. And get into a guild that you want to do stuff with. Like if it's a raiding guild, get into it. If that's what you want to do. If it's a PvP guild, strictly, and that's what you want to do, get in it. Um, the point is that, like I said earlier, it's MMO. It's not a single player game. And it's not something that you want to deprive yourself of by, playing single player all the time and playing by yourself. Because it's an easy way to get burned out on the game, and it's an easy way to not have as much fun as you could in groups. So, anyway, like I said, I just wanted to do a quick highlight video and talk about a few things. And our guild's about to do a meeting here in a few minutes, so I'm going to pop off. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, I can tell you that I plan on doing a first impressions of after launch, and kind of talk about some things like I did in this video. Some things that I think they can improve on. But for the most part, I'm very happy with the game, and I have very little complaints right now. So anyway, hope you guys liked the video. If you did, hit that like button on YouTube. Also subscribe. Give me some feedback. Give me some ideas of what you guys want to see. Also, if you're a Twitch user, you can follow me on Big Dog LB. That's my username. Don't ask, I won't tell you. I might later on down the road, but not now. And anyway, this is Luke from Guild Umbra, signing off. Thanks, guys. Have a good night.